How's everybody doing this evening? Here, let me adjust this a little bit. Had a busy day out getting the fence ready for the horses and stuff. So anyway, the video tonight, the live stream tonight is going to be about the First Amendment and the social media platforms. Something that needs to be discussed. Okay, and I don't care what social media platform you're talking about, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, this one, or X, Rumble. They all got their own biases depending on who owns them and stuff. And that's not what the First Amendment was about. But we're going to discuss that. But I had a busy day today, getting my rest of my grove fenced in for my horses. And finally had a halfway decent day. The wind blew all day, but what do? I'm in the panhandle in Nebraska. The wind likes blowing, and it just doesn't like stopping. So let me adjust this a little bit. That didn't work, huh? A little straighter here, so I'm not looking crooked. There, that's better. So, yeah, I was a busy man today outside, enjoying the nice wind in my face. It's never stopping. And I tell you what, usually it settles down at night, but it hasn't done that either. So it'd be nice if we could get some real good rain out of it. But that hasn't happened yet. It's going to be a dry year. Maybe a smoke-filled year like it was back in 2021. But anyway, I'll wait here a couple minutes for some people to show up before I get in. If you like the content, like, subscribe, and share the videos, because I tell you what, YouTube is really cranking down on my channel. And that's what we're going to get into. It's time to start getting into this subject. YouTube, or social media, and the First Amendment. Okay, one thing these social media platforms need to realize, the First Amendment doesn't come with community guidelines. That somebody who owns a platform or a speech platform is allowed to determine what community guidelines are. Okay, basically that's saying, if I don't agree with what you have to say, that's the end of it. And I don't care what social media platform you're on, whether you be a conservative, like Elon Musk, or YouTube or Facebook, which is, more liberal. It doesn't matter. I should be able to go to any social media platform. Hey, how's it going, Bubba Crest? Glad you're here this evening. Like and subscribe. Share my videos. But anyway, shouldn't matter. I should be able to go to any social media platform and be able to go to something I agree with, something I don't agree with, whatever. I should have freedom of choice on there. If a social media platform should not be an echo chamber, because then it's nothing but a propaganda platform. Okay? But I tell you what, this platform we're on now, they hammer me. I mean, how do you get a copyright on your own material? I shoot a video, the short I just put on about cleaning up my place, because this place was a mess when I first got here, and I got a copyright, even though I use music from the YouTube tunes. I don't understand it. And then, taking subscribers away. Not let me see all the comments. I don't see a lot of the comments. They won't, I see I get a comment, but I don't get to see the comments. And then my videos losing, 30, it used to be 20% of their views. Then it was 25% of the view count. And now it's 30% of the view count. I actually see my view count go down in real time by 30%. So that means if I get 1,000 views on a video, I'll lose 300 views on that. It's crazy. I watch it go down, up and down, my view count. It's crazy. How does that happen? Anyway, I'm not saying that I got the most to say. Everybody wants to listen to me, but when you're being shadow banned and censored because of my content, that's ridiculous. See, you don't have to listen to me. You can turn me off. Okay, we're not in a communist brainwashing camp where you're forced to listen to all this stuff. You don't have to. But I should be allowed to listen to it if I want to. Okay, obviously there's restrictions. I mean, if you're going to do something illegal, you know, you shouldn't be taping that. They shouldn't allow that stuff, especially people that go around non-aliving people and want to get it on video. That's retarded. But a person's opinion, everybody's allowed to their opinion. We don't all follow the same beat of the same drum. And I should be able to go to and listen to the music I want on YouTube, no matter who it is, or X, or Rumble, or Facebook. I mean, since when did these guys, and they're all owned by men, think that their opinion was the best opinion, and that's the only opinion we're supposed to be able to hear? Since when? Hey, Carol, how's he doing? Oh, I'm so glad. Carol, I tell you what I wanted to do when I was out. It was windy all day, and I wanted to do a video. I got done with fencing in my grove, and I wanted to do a video for my other channel, and I was going to do a shout out to you, Carol Prince. Thank you for being here, Carol. But yeah, I'm talking about YouTube, social media in general. Okay, how YouTube is just robbing subscribers from me. I get these messages all the time from YouTube, how I'm getting subscribers. But my subscriber count doesn't go up, it goes down. My view count goes down. Okay, they don't give me my comments. And I'm not the only one that has a problem with this. A lot of content providers do. I mean, when you're so scared of somebody's opinion that you don't even want to voice it, that would mean that what you have in his opinion or what you state as facts must not be very strong facts, because there can be things that can rupture your bubble. And then it happens on X. You know, that's just another echo chamber for conservatives. But it used to be an echo chamber for liberals. See, this is what I'm saying. Is this the First Amendment in the true spirit that it was written in? Community guidelines? You know, and it's frustrating being silent, because especially people my age, right, Carol? We were taught in school to think for ourselves, create an opinion. And then if you want your opinion to be heard, you had to speak it out. And nobody was going to shut you down. But now we live in a society where the town square, which is social media now, well, yeah, you can be on social media. How have I been? I've been busy. And then, you know, the thing is, Carol, I'm going to head up to a cowboy job that I'm going to do, I don't know, probably 4 years. So but I'm going to keep my farm place and stuff. I got to play in about 4 months. Hopefully I'll have my ultralight and I'll be able to fly back and forth. I got a place right on a place where I can land right here on the property. Anyway, then my YouTube channel will take off. When I take off up in the air and I have cameras all over that thing, I can't wait. I won't be on my deathbed wishing I had done something. And another thing, the thing I'm doing is being on YouTube, giving my opinion, giving out content. So many of us conservatives are quieted. I don't understand why. I mean, all we are is allowed to listen to the other side. You know, that's one thing, Trump, I wish he would sit there and rein in these social media platforms and say, if you don't want to have your platform in the true spirit of the First Amendment, because it doesn't come with community guidelines, then get out of the social media platform. I tell you what, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're that thin-skinned, where even a poor guy, nobody like me, can upset you, then get out of the social media business. Same with you, Jeff Bezos. Same with you, Elon Musk. If you're that thin-skinned, then get out of the social media business and give it to somebody who, I don't know, like a jarhead who's been insulted a lot of his life in the Marine Corps. It doesn't bother him no more because we don't want people to think of us or our ideas, okay? Are you a skinhead? No, I was a Marine. I keep my short hair. Well, I shouldn't say that. I will say the first few years, or about 10 years after I was out in the wintertime, I let my hair grow real long to where I even in my beard, because I lived in Minnesota, where I'd actually have a ponytail. So no, I don't. Skinheads, that's just another racist piece of shit group. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're a racist piece of shit group, you're a racist piece of shit group. If you hate somebody because of their skin color, I don't have no time for you. And I don't care what your skin color is, because obviously you're too ignorant and below my intelligence level. Okay? Okay, Zay661. Not a problem. See, you can't insult me. I tell you what, if we were face to face and it came to who was the bigger asshole, you'd be crying your eyeballs out. Okay, don't worry. That little, but I appreciate you thanking me for my service, but I got thanked twice a month when I was in the service. No matter where I was at, I got paid. So I got thanked. I don't need thanks from you. I didn't do it specifically for you. I did it for everybody. But anyway, this like I say, you know, the hate. And then you get this, right? If I were to write a comment on that, I wouldn't be able to comment on YouTube for a while. But hey, guess what? As long as you're insulting a conservative, threatening a conservative's life and all that stuff, it don't matter. You can do what you want. You know, Jacqueline Crockett, you know, you get on YouTube and saying, you want something to happen to Elon Musk on your birthday on March 29th? And then all the threats to Trump that YouTube just, I mean, it's just to rile some moron up who's weak-minded and on medication to start offing people. That's all they do. But YouTube and Facebook, all social media platforms will push that all day long because it creates chaos and division. Okay? The last thing they want me is to go on to a liberal channel, listen to the content, and agree with some of it. They don't want that. They don't want a Democrat going on my channel, listening to me and agreeing with some of mine. And you know, I got Strictly Cycling. He's a Democrat from New York City. And I tell you what, he made me laugh my ass off the other night about the Colorado and the Nebraska road, because sound good to me. But, you know, how can I, as a conservative, you know, agree with what a Democrat has to say, or even say something nice to him, or even be civil to him? You know, we want to solve our problems. Well, we're not going about it the right way. We can't even get along as Americans to decide who's an American citizen anymore, who the Constitution covers anymore. We can't even agree on that. You're a Democrat? Well, good. I don't understand what the jackass comment was. I mean, I'm not insulting you. That's another thing. You know, if the first thing you got to do is come out and insult somebody, you don't even know me. You can meet me and say, hey, he's not a bad guy. See, I grew up in a time where it didn't matter what political party you belonged to. You were all friends. Do you think back in the 70s and 80s, when the election was over, we had these problems? No. That's why I don't understand it today. Oh, my God, that guy got elected president. Well, deal with him for the next 4 years. Anyway, I mean, see, this is the thing. They try to divide us through social media and stuff to say that you're supposed to hate your neighbor and not the person that's telling you to hate your neighbor. They can't come up with a good reason except, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Like, I don't hold grudges. You know, I'm not here to fight. I just want to give my opinion. And I'm not saying you have to agree with it. You know, I grew up a small town farm boy, and I'm out here cowboy and out west and stuff. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I've had neighbors that I hated too. But I'm just saying, don't hate your neighbor because somebody else tells you to. I mean, the neighbors that I didn't get along with were I've had them pull guns on me. Okay? Actually pull guns on me. And then I get the restraining order because I wasn't scared. Can you believe that? But anyway, I've dealt with neighbors that are just absolute pricks. And I dislike them completely. And, you know, when stuff gets crazy, you think I'm going to, if I run into them, help them out? Well, I don't know. But I'm not going to hate my neighbor because my politician tells me to, or my neighbor tells me I should hate this neighbor. There's no way. I don't even like hating in the first place. But God darn, sometimes when you just get jabbed and jabbed and jabbed, and you know, when they're pulling guns on you, your neighbor steals your newspaper. I guess the cat can be crap. People are rude, okay? What do? I mean, I just don't understand why people can't get up in the morning and try to do something good. Try to do a good deed for the day, something you don't get paid for. Open a door for an older couple as they're going to the store. Anything to make a positive. I did something positive today. Put a smile on somebody's face instead of, I want to hammer him. I hate him. I want to do something to make him mad. Aren't you sick of the hate? Look how much of our tax dollars are spent on war and stuff because hate. I mean, is that what you go to work for? So we can spend our money on hate? Right now I live in the Panhandle of Nebraska. And I'm going up north about 2.5 miles up into the sand hills, and I'll be ranching for cowboying and stuff. I can't wait to get videos on that. We're supposed to be branding here starting May 2nd, so get to see me wrestling and roping calves. You know, that's one thing. You go to places where they still do it the old-fashioned way because a lot of these ranches are going to four-wheelers. I'm from California. Can I come with you? I don't know. I had a guy actually call me from California, wanted me to come out there and work, and I told him no. That's got to be a hard place to live. I don't care what political party you belong to out there. I mean, you're losing your state to not right things, and all the taxes you guys pay out there and gas and stuff. And we just make more. I've heard. I don't know if this is true, but some rents are $6,000, $7,000 a month for like a 4-bedroom house. That's insanity. If you can pay that much a month, you can't afford a house payment? Woo! We're not dealing with that type of stuff out here. Boy, if you had a $6,000, $7,000 house payment out here, you'd have your house paid off in 6 months. But anyway, this is the thing with the social media platforms. We need to get all opinions out. And you're not forced to listen to it, but you should have an open mind. They are allowed to create a narrative that a lot of us just follow. Now me, I don't follow none of that stuff. Well, I'm a free independent thinker. When I make my opinion about something based on facts, I want peace. I don't want war. Okay, once you dealt with that stuff, you want peace. So anyway, but you know, they're shutting us up big time. I don't understand why this censorship on these social media platforms, no matter what owner owns it, and the bias says he's censoring. It's not right. It's against our constitutional rights. And then you have people that are on these social media platforms that, especially YouTube, Facebook. I don't know about Facebook if they pay, but YouTube, that people were making money. You know, before all this censorship back in the early teens and stuff, when channels started up and they got real big and they were making money and they turned it into a business. They might have been doing a different job. It's like, oh my God, I'm on YouTube and I'm making more money than at my job. But see, the thing is with YouTube or these social media platforms, if you don't spend the time, you don't go nowhere. And it sucks spending the time for some computer AI algorithm, a computer, to tell you, no, your content's not worth to be aired. You know, just think YouTube would love to cancel my channel like my other channel, but I'm not going to say anything to get my channel canceled. I know what things that you say that gets YouTube pissed off, like if you say anything against the companies that give them 40% of their revenue every year. We all know what companies that would be, you know. Yeah. Make sure you get another one of them. So, you know, there's a big toe infection going around for everybody. So everybody needs to get one of these to save your big toe. Anyway, but I can just imagine, you know, no political party should have so much power, okay? We should have two strong political parties. But I wouldn't want the Republicans, conservatives doing this to any Democrat. I didn't join the service and fight to sit there so somebody can be silenced in this country, especially me. But nobody should be silenced. We all have a right to speak and be heard. You just don't have to listen. They talk about equity and equality. Really? Where do I get that in the AI algorithm for YouTube, the YouTube? Where do I get that in the algorithm? Where do I get a fair shake? You know, the algorithm, he said something that we ain't going to agree with. And like I say, then they're copywriting my own material. Well, if it's on my channel and I created it, how the hell can it be a copyright? Just one thing where YouTube is just whatever. And these guys don't even feel bad about it. You're rich and powerful, but they're afraid of what this little guy has to say. Well, maybe what I have to say holds more weight than the bullshit they're trying to spread. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. God, what time is it? It's 8:30 already? Woo! I need to shower and get to bed. I've been working a 12-hour day. Anyway, that's what happens when the sun starts peaking. I get all sorts of energy. But I hope everybody enjoyed the discussion. Like I say, good night, Carol. Everybody, if you like, subscribe and share the videos. Help me out because YouTube is slamming me hard. Sharing the videos is one good thing. Because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, or 12 people or something like that. But anyway, all I know is the AI algorithm is very good at censoring content. But its math skills are absolutely terrible. Anyway, who knows? Maybe in a couple days, my viewer count will be a negative number. That's what I'm waiting for. Negative subscriber count and a negative viewer count, whatever. But don't worry, I'm only seeing things, right? So everybody have a good night. This is Tom. I'm out.